Welcome back in part 4 of DP, so let's head on.
As of 31 December 2018, DP had operations in 78 countries worldwide with a global headquarters in London, United Kingdom.
DP operations are organized into 3 business segments: upstream, downstream, and renewables.
Since 1951, BP has annually published its Statistical Review of World Energy, which is considered an energy industry benchmark. BP has a major corporate campus in Sunbury-on-Thames, which is home to around 3,500 employees and over 50 business units.
Its North Sea operations are headquartered in Aberdeen, Scotland.
BP's trading functions are based at 20 Canada Square in Canary Wharf, London.
BP has 3 major research and development centres in the UK.
As of 2020, and following the sale of its Andrew and Shearwater interests, BP's operations were focused in the Clare, Quad 204 and ET8P hubs.
In 2011, the company announced that it is focusing its investment in the UK North Sea into 4 development projects including the Clare, Devenick, Schiehallion and Loyal and Tinna oil fields.
BP is the operator of the Clare oil field, which has been appraised as the largest hydrocarbon resource in the UK. There are 1,200 BP service stations in the UK.
Since 2018, BP operates the UK's largest electric vehicle charging network through its subsidiary BP Pulse, formerly ChargeMaster.
In February 2020, BP announced a joint venture with MBW to develop and operate 3 GW of offshore wind capacity in the Crown Estate Leasing Round 4.
This is BP's first move into Britain's offshore wind market. However, BP currently provides a range of services to the offshore wind sector in the UK through its subsidiary Onyx Insight, who provide a range of predictive maintenance and engineering consultancy services to the sector.
In February 2022, BP announced it acquired a 30% stake in the London-based company Green Biofuels Limited, a producer of renewable hydrogenated vegetable oil fuels that can be used as a direct replacement for diesel. The United States operations comprise nearly 1/3 of BP's operations.
BP employs approximately 14,000 people in the United States.
In 2018, BP's total production in the United States included 385,000 barrels per day, 61,200 cubic meters per day of oil and 1.9 billion cubic feet per day. 54 million cubic meters per day of natural gas, and its refinery throughput was 703,000 barrels per day, 111,800 cubic meters per day. BP's major subsidiary in the United States is BP America Incorporated, formerly Standard Oil Company, Ohio, and Ohio, based in Houston, Texas.
BP Exploration and Production Incorporated, a 1996 established Houston-based subsidiary, is dealing with oil exploration and production.
BP Corporation North America Incorporated provides petroleum refining services and also transportation fuel, heat and light energy.
BP Products North America Incorporated, a 1954 established Houston-based subsidiary, is engaged in the exploration, development, production, refining, and marketing of oil and natural gas.
BP America Production Company, a New Mexico-based subsidiary, engages in oil and gas exploration and development.
VP Energy Company, a Houston-based subsidiary, is a provider of natural gas, power, and risk management services to the industrial and utility sectors and a retail electric provider in Texas.
BP's upstream activities in the lower 48 states are conducted through Denver-based BPX Energy.
It has a 7.5 billion barrels, 1.19 billion cubic meters resource base on 5.7 million acres, 23,000 square kilometers.
It has shale positions in the Woodford, Oklahoma, Haynesville, Texas, and Eagle Ford, Texas shales.
It has unconventional gas, shale gas or tight gas, stakes also in Colorado, New Mexico and Wyoming, primarily in the San Juan Basin.
As of 2019, BP produced about 300,000 barrels per day, 48,000 cubic meters per day of oil equivalent in the Gulf of Mexico.
BP operates the Atlantis, Mad Dog, Nakika, and Thunder Horse production platforms, while holding interest in hubs operated by other companies.
In April 2023, BP launched a new oil rig, the Argos, in the Gulf. BP operates Whiting Refinery in Indiana and Cherry Point Refinery in Washington.
It formerly co-owned and operated a refinery in Toledo, Ohio, with Husky Energy, but sold its stake in the refinery in February 2023 to Cenovus Energy.
BP operates 9 onshore wind farms in 6 states and held an interest in another in Hawaii with a net generating capacity of 1,679 megawatts.
These wind farms include the Cedar Creek 2, Titan 1, Goshen North, Flat Ridge 1 and 2, Mahoutani, Fowler Ridge 1, 2 and 3 and Oahe wind farms.
It is also in process to acquire 50% non-operating stake in the Empire Wind off New York and Beacon Wind off Massachusetts offshore wind farms. In Egypt, BP produces approximately 15% of the country's total oil production and 40% of its domestic gas.
The company also has offshore gas developments in the East Nile Delta Mediterranean and in the West Nile Delta, where the company has a joint investment of US $9 billion. With Wintershall to develop North Alexandria and West Mediterranean concessions offshore gas fields.
BP is active in offshore oil development in Angola, where it holds an interest in a total of 9 oil exploration and production blocks, covering more than 30,000 square kilometers, 12,000 square miles.
This includes 4 blocks it acquired in December 2011 and an additional block that is operated by Brazilian national oil company, Petrobras, in which it holds a 40% stake.
BP has a stake in exploration of 2 blocks of offshore deepwater assets in the South China Sea. In India, BP owns a 30% share of oil and gas assets operated by Reliance Industries, including exploration and production rights in more than 20 offshore oil and gas blocks, representing an investment of more than US $7 billion into oil and gas exploration in the country. BP has major liquefied natural gas activities in Indonesia, where it operates the Tangga LNG project, which began production in 2009 and has a capacity of 7.6 million tons of liquid natural gas per year.
Also in that country, the company has invested in the exploration and development of coal methane.
BP operates in Iraq as part of the joint venture Rumaila Operating Organization in the Rumaila oil field, the world's 4th largest oil field, where it produced over 1 million barrels per day. 160 times 103 cubic meters per day of oil equivalent in 2011.
A BBC investigation found in 2022 that waste gas was being burned as close as 350 meters from people's homes.
A leaked report from Ministry of Health, Iraq, blamed air pollution for 20% rise in cancer in Basra between 2015 and 2018.
The Iraqi Ministry of Health has banned its employees from speaking about the health damage.
Iraqi Environment Minister Jassim al-Falahi later admitted that pollution from oil production is the main reason for increases in local cancer rates. In Oman, BP currently has a 60% participation interest in Block 61.
Block 61 is one of Oman's largest gas blocks, with a daily production capacity of 1.5 billion cubic feet of gas and more than 65,000 barrels of condensate.
It covers around 3,950 kilometers in central Oman and contains the largest tight gas development in the Middle East.
On 1 February 2021, BP inked a deal to sell 20% participating interest in Block 61 to Thailand's PTT Exploration and Production Public Company Limited, PTTEP, for a total of $2.6 billion.
Upon closure of the sale, the BP will remain the block's operator with a 40% interest. BP operates the Kunama refinery in Western Australia, which can process up to 146,000 barrels per day, 23,200 cubic meters per day of crude oil, and is the country's largest refinery, supplying fuel to 80% of Western Australia.
BP is a non-operating joint venture partner in the Northwest Shelf, which produces LNG, pipeline gas, condensate, and oil.
The NWS venture is Australia's largest resource development and accounts for around one-third of Australia's oil and gas production. BP operates the two largest oil and gas production projects in the Azerbaijan sector of the Caspian Sea, the Azeri-Kureg-Ganeshli offshore oil fields, which supplies 80% of the country's oil production, and the Shah Deniz gas field.
It also develops the Shafag-Aziman complex of offshore geological structures.
In addition, it operates the Sangichil terminal and the Azerbaijan's major export pipelines through Georgia, such as Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan, Baku-Supsan South Caucasus pipelines. BP's refining operations in continental Europe include Europe's second largest oil refinery, located in Rotterdam, the Netherlands, which can process up to 377,000 barrels, 59,900 cubic meters of crude oil per day.
Other facilities are located in Ingolstadt, Gelsenkirchen, and Lingen in Germany, as well as one in Castellón, Spain.
In addition to its offshore operations in the British zone of North Sea, BP has interests in the Norwegian section of the sea through its stake in Aker BP.
As of December 2018, BP holds a 19.75% stake in Russia's state-controlled oil company Rosneft.
Retail operations of motor vehicle fuels in Europe are present in the United Kingdom, France, Germany, through the Aral brand, the Netherlands, Switzerland, Italy, Austria, Poland, Greece, and Turkey. BP's Canadian operations are headquartered in Calgary, and the company operates primarily in Newfoundland.
It purchases crude oil for the company's refineries in the United States and has a 35% stake in the undeveloped Bay du Nord projected free offshore exploration block in Newfoundland.
BP is the largest oil and gas producer in Trinidad and Tobago, where it holds more than 1,350 square kilometers, 520 square miles of offshore assets and is the largest shareholder in Atlantic LNG, one of the largest LNG plants in Western Hemisphere. In Brazil, BP holds stakes in offshore oil and gas exploration in the Marianas, Cura and Campos basins, in addition to onshore processing facilities.
BP also operates biofuel production facilities in Brazil, including 3 cane sugar mills for ethanol production.
BP operated in Singapore until 2004, when it sold its retail network of 28 stations and LPG business to Singapore Petroleum Company, SPC.
It also sold its 50% in SPC.
BP's Turkey operator was Petrol.
Vittle agreement in place, expected 2024.
BP Upstream's activities include exploring for new oil and natural gas resources, developing access to such resources, and producing, transporting, storing and processing oil and natural gas.
The activities in this area of operations take place in 25 countries worldwide.
In 2018, BP produced around 3.7 million barrels per day, 590 times 103 cubic meters per day of oil equivalent, of which 2.191 million barrels per day, 348.3 times 103 cubic meters per day, were liquids and 8.659 billion cubic feet per day, 245.2 million cubic meters per day, was natural gas, and had total proved reserves of 19,945 million barrels, 3,171.0 times 106 cubic meters of oil equivalent, of which liquids accounted 11,456 million barrels, 1,821.4 times 106 cubic meters, barrels and natural gas 49.239 trillion cubic feet, 1.3943 trillion cubic meters.
In addition to the conventional oil exploration and production, BP has a stake in the 3 oil sands projects in Canada.
BP expects its oil and gas production to fall by at least 1 million barrels a day by 2030, a 40% reduction on 2019 levels.
The reduction excludes non-operated production and BP's stake in Rosneft.
BP Downstream's activities include the refining, marketing, manufacturing, transportation, trading and supply of crude oil and petroleum products.
Downstream is responsible for BP's fuels and lubricants businesses and has major operations located in Europe, North America, and Asia.
As of 2018, BP owned or had a share in 11 refineries. BP, which employs about 1,800 people in oil trading and trades over 5 million barrels per day, 790 times 103 cubic meters per day of oil and refined products, is the world's 3rd biggest oil trader after Royal Dutch Shell and Vittle.
The operation is estimated to be able to generate over $1 billion trading profits in a good year.
Air BP is the aviation division of BP, providing aviation fuel, lubricants and services.
It has operations in over 50 countries worldwide.
BP Shipping provides the logistics to move BP's oil and gas cargoes to market, as well as marine structural assurance.
It manages a large fleet of vessels, most of which are held on long-term operating leases.
BP Shipping's chartering teams, based in London, Singapore, and Chicago, also charter third-party vessels on both time charter and voyage charter basis.
The BP managed fleet consists of very large crude carriers, VLCCs, one North Sea shuttle tanker, medium-sized crude and product carriers, liquefied natural gas, LNG, carriers, liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, carriers, and coasters.
All of these ships are double-hulled. BP has around 18,700 service stations worldwide.
Its flagship retail brand is BP Connect, a chain of service stations, combined with a convenience store, although in the US it is gradually being transitioned to the AMPM format.
BP also owns half of Kentucky-based convenience store company Thornton's LLC with ArcLight Capital Partners, who own the Gulf brand in the United States since 2019.
On 13 July 2021, BP announced it will acquire ArcLight Capital Partners share of Thornton's and thus fully own the convenience store company.
The deal is expected to close later in the year.
In Germany and Luxembourg, BP operates service stations under the Ural brand.
On the U.S. West Coast, in the states of California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Idaho, Arizona, and Utah, BP primarily operates service stations under the Arco brand.
In Australia, BP operates a number of BP travel centers, large-scale destination sites located which, in addition to the usual facilities in a BP Connect site, also feature food retail tenants such as McDonald's, KFC and Nando's and facilities for long-haul truck drivers.
Castrol is BP's main brand for industrial and automotive lubricants and is applied to a large range of BP oils, greases and similar products for most lubrication applications. BP's public rhetoric and pledges emphasis that the company is shifting towards climate-friendly, low-carbon and transition strategies.
However, a 2022 study found that the company's spending on clean energy was insignificant and opaque, with little to suggest that the company's discourse matched its actions.
BP was the first of supermajors to say that it would focus on energy sources other than fossil fuels.
It established an alternative and low-carbon energy business in 2005.
According to the company, it spent a total of $8.3 billion in renewable energy, projects including solar, wind, and biofuels, and non-renewable, projects including natural gas and hydrogen power, through completion in 2013.
The relatively small size of BP's alternative energy operations has led to allegations of greenwashing by Greenpeace, Mother Jones, an energy analyst and activist Anthony Uhish, among others.
In 2018, the CEO Bob Dudley said that out of the company's total spending of $15 to $17 billion per year, about $500 million will be invested in low-carbon energy and technology.
In August 2020, BP promised to increase its annual low-carbon investments to $5 billion by 2030.
The company announced plans to transform into an integrated energy company with a renewed focus on investing away from oil and into low-carbon technologies.
It has set targets to have a renewables portfolio of 20 gigawatts by 2025 and 50 gigawatts by 2030.
BP operates 9 wind farms in 7 states of the U.S. and held an interest in another in Hawaii with a net generating capacity of 1,679 megawatts.
It is also in process to acquire 50% non-operating stake in the Empire Wind off New York and Beacon Wind off Massachusetts offshore wind farms.
BP and Tesla Incorporated are cooperating for testing the energy storage by battery at the Titan 1 wind farm.
BP Launchpad has also invested in Onyx Insight, one of the leading providers of predictive analytics solutions serving the wind industry.
In Brazil, BP owns two ethanol producers, Companhia Nacional, de Aticar e Alcool and Tropical Bioenergia, with 3 ethanol mills.
These mills produce around 800,000 cubic meters per annum, 5 million barrels of ethanol equivalent.
BP has invested in an agricultural biotechnology company, Cromatin, a company developing crops that can grow on marginal land and that are optimized to be used as feedstock for biofuel.
Its joint venture with DuPont called Butamax, which has developed the patented biobutanol producing technology and owns an isobutanol plant in Scandia, Kansas, United States.
In addition, BP owns biomethane production facilities in Canton, Michigan, and North Shelby, Tennessee, as well as sheriff facilities under construction in Oklahoma City and Atlanta.
BP's subsidiary Air BP supplies aviation biofuel at Oslo, Halmstad, and Bergen airports.
BP owns a 43% stake in LightSource BP, a company which focuses on the managing and maintaining solar farms.
As of 2017, LightSource has commissioned 1.3 gigawatts of solar capacity and manages about 2 gigawatts of solar capacity.
It plans to increase the capacity up to 8 gigawatts through projects in the United States, India, Europe, and the Middle East.
BP has invested $20 million in Israeli quick-charging battery firm Store.Limited.
It operates electric vehicle charging networks in the UK under its subsidiary BP ChargeMaster and in China via a joint venture with DD Chuxing. In partnership with Ørsted A/S, BP plans a 50 millivolts electrolyzer at an engine refinery to produce hydrogen using North Sea wind power.
Production is expected to begin in 2024.
BP is a majority shareholder in carbon offset developer Finite Carbon and acquired 9 gigawatts of US solar projects in 2021. In 2023, following the announcement of record profits, the company scaled back their emissions targets.
Originally, the company promised a 35 to 40% cut of emissions by the end of the decade.
On 7 February, BP revised the target to a 20 to 30% cut in emissions, stating that it needed to keep up with the current demands for oil and gas. We will continue about BP in Part 5. To be continued.